Hey guys, Aaron here for the Love of Tech, and we are doing the long-awaited camera comparison. Yes, I know you have been waiting for the camera comparison between the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra and the Samsung... Where's my other phone? Oh, that's right! My Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra is inside my Phone Soap Pro, and while it's in there, getting disinfected and sanitary and clean from all germs and diseases and bacteria that wants to make me sick, including the virus, well, here it is. When was the last time you cleaned your phone? And that is why we have Phone Soap Pro. There's a link in the description with a coupon code built in specifically for you. Click on it, enjoy it, thank me later. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and look at some photos between the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra and the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. That's right, we've got an S and we've got a Note. Both are 20s and both are Ultras, which means they should take amazing pictures. Now, I want to warn you, most cases, the pictures are basically identical. Perhaps, maybe you can help me see a difference in between the photos. For that, I'm gonna go ahead and number the photos. And if you see something different in one of the photos than I see, or you see something in addition to what I see or something that I missed, head down to the comments, let me know what you see and why, and just share with me what you have going on and what your experience is with these two wonderful devices, because they're both pretty good. All right, we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the first photo. Scene Optimizer is definitely turned on here, so that's something that I do want you to be mindful of. Both of these are taken with the 108 megapixel, no night mode activated. If we go ahead and zoom in on the actual lamp, both look really good. What I can say is I do think the detail on the Note 20 Ultra is preserved just a little bit more. Now, if we also go ahead and take our attention and we look at the sky, we can see that the Note 20 Ultra gave us more of a bluish gray sky, whereas the S20 Ultra is just like kind of blah. It gave us very much of that oil painting type of look, which is what we're trying to avoid or get away from with cameras on our cell phones in 2020. If we want it to look like an oil painting, it should be a filter. It should not be what the phone is actually giving us as our upfront results. Now we're going to go ahead and actually get into the legit nighttime mode. So this is a crazy contrast difference for night mode. The sky in the S20 Ultra is that same murky, yucky kind of color that I was talking about a moment ago, whereas in the Note 20 Ultra, it's more appealing in my opinion, right? So the details are almost identical. If I have to guess here, the S20 Ultra is a little dimmer. The greens are a little bit more darker, a little cooler in the S20, whereas in the Note, definitely a little bit more artificially enhanced. So that is for sure. Now going all the way down the driveway and just taking a look at that van, it's a little bit brighter on the Note 20. Not gonna really say that there's more detail, but it's definitely more brighter. The Note 20 Ultra definitely gave us a brighter photo. I don't know if it's necessarily better. It will come down to your personal preference and what you like. Here is another photo at the park. And looking at this, the colors are nice. The Note 20, actually, my opinion, didn't win this shot. I would have to say the S20 Ultra gave me more of a brighter, vibrant look. However, that's my personal opinion. Each one of them wins depending on what metrics I'm using to measure the photo. So we are on the move today, guys. We are now going to the beach. That is right. I went to a different beach. This is called Pass a Girl Beach. So taking a look here, if I were to shake these up and pull them out of a hat, I don't know which photo would belong to which phone. Both gave me amazing pictures. If I had to say anything, I would say that the S20 kind of brightened up the sand more, and the Note 20 S20 gave me more of a realistic sand color look. So there is a difference in the color in the sand. Both photos were taken at the same exact time. Now to take these photos, I do have to do something slightly different, because if you look, the cameras are located in different spots, right? They're definitely not the same. So when I'm holding the phone like this, right? One is on the top, the other is on the bottom. So I had to constantly kind of look at where I was and try to line up the camera modules so that way they were even when I was taking the picture. I don't think Samsung was thinking ahead, thinking of me when they designed the Note 20 Ultra, but that is okay because I still think they did a decent job. And the camera module on the Note 20 Ultra looks way better than on the S20 Ultra. We're gonna go ahead and move on and make a comment below. Hit the pause button really quick and say, hey Aaron, I prefer this photo and I wanna know why. Both of them are phenomenal. There's not even a portrait mode activated in this, and it gives you kind of that bokeh effect otherwise, which is a sign of good software and good hardware working together, a wonderful marriage Samsung has developed here. Now we're gonna go ahead and look at portrait mode, but we're gonna look at the color point portrait mode. Why? Because it's basically my favorite portrait mode. Let's take a quick little zoomy zoom on the S20 and just kind of look at the edges of my beard next to the color. I mean, it's pretty on point. All of the hairs are basically, if they're there, they're visible. And that's the point I'm trying to make. So I think it looks really good. I think Samsung's bokeh or live portrait has really improved over the years. I know that before it was kind of like, I wish they would call it something other than live focus, but that's what they call it. And I think it looks really good. All right, so the only way for us to actually see if there is a difference in these photos is to zoom in and take a look at the palm trees in the top right hand corner and just see. And if you're seeing what I'm seeing, which I know you can, at the very top of that palm tree, there's something up there, some sort of nest, if you will, or a tree that was kind of knocked down. What I can tell you is it's way more pixelated when you zoom in on it on the S20 versus on the Note 20 Ultra. So we are doing a little bit of a better job processing and storing that data and then delivering us an image. So that is something that I do want to point out. The only way you are seeing a difference in these two photos is by stepping up your zoom and zooming in and actually seeing the difference. All right, one more photo at the beach. This one gave us some greens, it gave us some clouds, it gave us some sky. This photo's got all the goodness in it. So this is the same photo. There's nothing to see here. There's nothing different. But when we go ahead and we zoom in, right, and let's just look at some of the tips of the grass, if you will. And again, the grass on the S20 is a little bit more pixelated than on the Note 20 Ultra. And I will say a little bit more pixelated. They both did just a phenomenal job. I'm really, really impressed the way that both of these handled the difference and the contrast between the green and the blue, which is why I picked this shot, because I wanted to show you guys the difference. So this one is a really interesting contrast. Taking a look at the beards right next to each other, they both look phenomenal. I took this sitting in my car on an angle with a tremendous amount of sun. I'm gonna go ahead and say, if I had to pick, I like the colors on the S20 Ultra over the Note 20. There's more of a contrast in the S20 versus in the Note. So there we go again, coming back to personal preference. All right, so here's another photo, lots of colors, lots to look at. I try to find one thing to look at and talk about so it stands out. And what I want to talk about right now are the greens in the picture. The greens in the S20 are a little bit softer. The greens in the Note 20 are a little bit darker. So there's a little bit higher of a contrast there. Now there's a lot of data, a lot of colors to process in this photo. So it's kind of hard to be like, this is the winner, but it's just there's a difference between them and I want you to notice them, or if you can see another difference, if you want to pause, look at it, study it, go ahead, head down to the comments and tell me what you think. But now we're going to go ahead and move on to the wide angle. So we're activating some of our technology now. So here's a wonderful wide angle shot, and it's bringing in more of everything around us. I mean, there's so much more going on in this picture. And the wide angle is a nice angle. It's not like an artificial, like concave wide angle where the edges look curved or nothing like that. It just kind of takes the picture and widens it. It definitely is a good job. Always use the wide angle if you're trying to get more in your shot. Here we got the S20 and the Note 20 Ultra. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go to the greens once again. They're a little bit different. The colors are definitely different. The blues look almost identical. What I can see from the S20 Ultra is the blues do look a little bit more saturated. So if you're into that look, it's a good look. They're both really good. It's a great subject, very appealing to the eye. Now we're gonna go ahead and zooming in. We're not quite at 50 times yet. I can't remember how much zoom this was, but we can go ahead and see by looking at the eyes. Again, S20 Ultra, a little bit more saturated. Now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take a little look-see at the 50 times zoom. Why did we do 50 times zoom? Because that's the most we can zoom on the Note 20. One thing that I can say is on the Note 20 Ultra 50 times zoom, it's definitely more of a sharper image. There's a little bit more detail. The edges of the colors where they meet together are more defined, are more definitive, where you can see in the S20 Ultra, they're a little bit more soft and it's almost like they blend together a little bit more. Whereas on the Note 20 Ultra, they are way more defined. It's kind of like, this is the edge and we're not gonna take anything else for an answer. But I think they both did a great job. Again, we're looking at the camera and we're nitpicking because it's all we can really do at this point. So here's another cool mural. I believe this is the first time I've ever showed you this one because I don't think I've ever seen it before. I think this was new to me, which is why I kind of went skirt. And again, what's the difference? I don't know. They both look amazing. You gotta zoom in really close and you actually have to see for yourself what the differences are. Okay, so it would not be a proper For the Love of Tech comparison if I did not bring in our wonderful Doberman mural. So here's our Doberman mural. I know you've seen this before in several other comparisons. I cannot see anything different about these two photos. They look like they were taken at the exact same time on the exact same camera, even though I know that they weren't. They look amazing. They look great. I really don't have anything to say about either one of their photos. So last but not least is let's go ahead and take a look at the Doberman mural once again, except this time we're gonna go ahead and look at it through a wide angle lens. Taking a look at this, what's different in this photo? I have no idea. The photos look the same. If we go ahead and take a look at the top left-hand corner of the clouds, we can see that there is a difference in the blues. I'm looking to see, is there one photo that is more defined than the other? And from what I can tell through the wide angle, it's the same photo, it's the same technology. I'm not getting any sharper of an image or processing or different colors. So safe to say that the wide angle lenses on both of these devices is absolutely the same. So we kept talking about same. What's the difference? Why should I upgrade? Should I not? If you're coming from an S anything, right? It comes down to we're looking at the end result, but the user experience. What I can share with you is the S20 Ultra was plagued with autofocus issues. So coming out of the box, this device is going to demand several updates in order to get caught up to the rest of them. The Note 20 Ultra out of the box, Samsung's almost all Androids usually require some sort of update within the first couple days. However, the camera experience on the Note 20 Ultra is a lot more quicker. It's a lot more consistent. With the S20 Ultra, I had a hard time taking pictures of my niece in motion, of my dogs, because any little bit of movement would then create a very blurry photo, which would make it unsatisfying to the user. So I'm happy that Samsung has made improvements in the user experience when it came to the photos. So big thumbs up there, Samsung. And now my final results, my final thoughts. If I have to choose between leaving the house with the S20 Ultra and the Note 20 Ultra, and it comes down to which one do you think is going to take a better still photo, I'm going to stay at the Note 20 Ultra, hands down. Now, if we're going to talk about leaving the house and having an all-day battery, which one am I going to feel more safe and secure with? Probably the S20 Ultra. It depends on what's important to you in that moment. Guys, like, comment, subscribe, share my content with your friends and family on social media. Head down to the comments. Tell me what you think. Tell me your opinions. Tell me you love me. Tell me you hate me. Just tell me something, for the love of tech. Till next time. Namaste.